you will get better.
Recovery is just recovery. You're just back to the same person you were before.
I can't help but laugh at it because of how horrible it was, but how easy it is to get out.
Be motivated and be self-disciplined, and you'll get there. I promise.
Yeah, you when you push through it, and you will push through it, and when you recover, and you will, life goes back to normal, and you can enjoy the things you enjoyed before, and you can do the things that seemed impossible.
Like it almost feels like it never happened.
People think that it's just this, again, super huge mountain to climb, but it's a lot easier than you think.
Don't give up on yourself. You're going to feel frustrated, and you're going to feel alone, and you're going to feel like it's literally the end of the world. But it does get better, and it will get better. It's a temporary situation. It's not permanent. You can get out of it.
It just felt amazing. I felt like I was starting to get back to normal. Like I would walk outside and just feel happy. Like I would look up at the sky and I would smile and look up at the clouds.
Kind of be excited about the future because it will kind of subside.
You freed up space in your head and your brain that used to just be going round in circles. I think that's the biggest thing, peace of mind. Worth its weight in gold, isn't it?
And it'll be over before you know it, because again, I'm looking back and it's already been 2 years, and I'm like, sometimes I take it for granted that I've recovered because, like you said in your manual, you get back in the swing of things and you're like, man, I used to have life so much worse. I'm just happy now that I can feel peace and then calm.
Oh, one day it just happens. It slowly happens to the point where you don't even notice it. And then one day you're like, oh, it's been a whole month without me having that impending doom feeling or thinking about DPDR.
I cannot even remember the state. How it felt, it does not I cannot even remember actually how it felt.
Recovery is just recovery. You're just back to the same person you were before. Life goes on. You might feel like you're going to be a completely different person after you recover, or you're never going to be the same. But believe me, you're going to be the same person. You're going to get back to doing whatever you were doing before. You're going to think however you thought before. You're going to feel however you felt before. Everything is totally normal.
The ups and downs start to get to have less amplitude, so you'll feel more stable. And after a while, if you continue doing that stuff, you'll reach a point sometimes where the good starts beating the bad, and you can do a snowball in reverse.
No matter how long you've experienced it or how bad it feels, it's kind of inevitable to recover, I feel like, if you take the right steps, and it's not a life sentence.
And now it's really nice to discuss it because I remember how out of space I was, and now how everything is normal and it's okay. And I wish someone told me at that time that I was definitely going to be okay, but
That recovery is very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It's not like you wake up and there's a rainbow and butterflies and stuff like that. It just, you get back to normal and you start living life, and life takes you away. You know what I mean?
It's normal what you're going through, that it's not something, you're not going crazy, you're not even if I say you're not going crazy and your brain tells you, but yeah, maybe he's wrong, what if he's wrong, which it will tell you, but trust it, you're not going crazy. Nothing is severely wrong with you.
At first I enjoyed a lot of it, that I was like, I'm coming back, it's good, I can have conversation with people. But later on you forget about it. and you, for example, me, and I went on to my routine, and then you watch and you're saying like, oh yeah, I had a good summer, something like that. 3 months have passed by. I had some, because then the personalization completely vanished.
I felt like from the point where I stepped into when I smoked that joint, stepped into the other dimension, and then I stepped out back into normal reality. It felt like, I don't know, like a rush of serotonin just filled my body, and I could just smile again. Like I was saying, I could just walk outside and do things like I normally did back before I had the condition, and it felt wonderful. I don't know how to really explain it from there.
I mean, I went from being scared, or not being scared, I went from like taking like trying to be quick in the shower, because that's actually like one of the that's one of the places I'd have a lot of my panic attacks, is like in the shower. But like I went from that to being able to like, I stay in the shower for like 10-15 minutes now. Life is great.
Try to remember that your life hasn't stopped. There's not something you have to fix first in order for your life to continue. It's there. Your life is there.
Once you recover from DP, do you actually get back to normal?
Oh yeah, sure, 100%. You get back and it's actually 100% normal, everything as it was.
It got to the point where I felt back to normal.
Yeah, I'm back to normal. Like nothing really changes.
I'm back to normal, but I'm stronger. It's not like I was like this completely before it started. I can still remember the experiences. I can still think about everything that happened. I can still remember these feelings, talk about these feelings, but they don't trigger anything inside of me that set me off or cause me in loops of panic.
And then, for example, now I'm talking with you about the depersonalization, and it's completely fine.
Yes, getting back to normal is really getting back to normal. Like I don't know. Like you don't really notice you recovered until like maybe like just out of nowhere. Like you're just like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. I haven't felt that in a long time. And then like thinking about it, you're just like, how did I what was I scared of? Like I don't know like why I felt like that. Like I was completely fine. Like you just be like, you just sit back and think about how scared of nothing you were.
Like you're just alive. Life's not gray anymore. Life's not all about, I just need to recover from depersonalization. My goals have switched up. Instead of thinking my goal is to recover from depersonalization, my goal is now I want to be able to get a successful job. My goal is now I want to be able to be financially secure, and I want to better my friendships.
I can't help but laugh at it because of how horrible it was, but how easy it is to get out.
The only thing you notice is that you're able to do things that you weren't able to do before. So like just living your life like a normal human being and not like questioning everything.
I say that is what recovery feels like, is just everything. It's completely normal.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Especially when you start to see the feedback loop in the positive side.
You don't even notice when you're back to normal. Like it kind of just like it comes back out of nowhere. Like it almost feels like it never happened. Like things like things don't bother you as much.
You're doing these things. I slowly started to realize, okay, I don't have these symptoms when I'm doing them. There's genuinely nothing wrong with you. You've just become incredibly good at worrying to the point where it feels actually real. The things that you're thinking aren't real. You're just really, really good at worrying.
I think that's like main reason for like, the recovery and like how I feel like life has just gotten back to normal.
How was the DP manual helpful in your recovery?
It is the reason why I recovered.
Yeah, it was, invaluable, to be honest.
I remember I found the manual and I was like, okay, I felt silly. I had never bought anything in my life from like an internet person or anything. So I was like, okay, you know what? Like I have literally nothing to lose. So I went and I purchased it.
After maybe the first paragraph, I felt instantly better. Like instantly. It was instant. And I was just so psyched, and I kept reading and listening to the audio.
Turning point was actually when I started to understand it, and by listening to the DP manual, I don't know for how many hours, just reconditioning my thought processes, I guess.
I think I had very intense depersonalization, very intense, and it just when I followed the manual, watched, did all the things that the manual told me, and tried to relax, tried to forget about the depersonalization. It just kind of went away.
Obviously, Sean's manual was probably the most helpful thing. Just the baseline, everything. It was kind of the base, the foundation to the recovery.
Then when I started listening to it, I kind of listened to all of it within like 1 or 3 days, because it really helped me, and I felt very, okay, this is exactly how I've been feeling. So
Your DPDR manual was a big help. Besides all the great information that you put on there, for me it was also very, very useful just to put it on repeat, just to kind of a mantra.
The biggest thing for them is just to understand it. Like, I feel like that's the main key to recovering, is just to understand what you're going through. So to be able to read that and finally get an idea, an understanding of what I was going through at the time, definitely played a big role in recovering.
Yeah, it gave me all the tools I needed. The manual just answered every question I had, literally every question.
Use the DP manual. That is all you need.
When you read the manual, or if you've already read it, you'll see Sean beautifully explains it, that what it is and why it's happening, and steps you can actively take to minimize its impact on your life.
I saw results incredibly quickly. So if you're watching it now and you haven't got it, I massively recommend you do, because if I hadn't have found it, I would probably still be in a bad situation.
But it was nice for me. Again, I had the audio file, so I would just play it as a podcast. And I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on finishing this as if it were like an audiobook, and I would just play it and focus on that. It was great, really.
For anybody struggling with it, that is something you really, really, really need to hear. Like, to understand that everything is fine, nothing is wrong. Because I felt like at one point I was just going to drop dead. Like, I really did. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen.
It's all within your power to get better. That's all I can really say. And you will get better.
Know that you are strong and you are worth it, and you can get through anything. Here I am, feeling better than I was before when I had DP and DR.
You have personally, me, I have better appreciation for life. I'm really happy. I'm really, grateful that I have such a present as life. So yeah, everything's gonna be okay.
You're the same person, and you always will be.
Be vigilant and be motivated and be self-disciplined, and you'll get there. I promise.
Now that everything's better, again, I feel stronger. I feel happier. Yeah, so it feels truly amazing.
Your mind can play tricks on you that you're gonna be stuck like this forever. None of that. That's bullcrap. You'll get to feeling normal and feeling like yourself as in no amount of time. You'll be a-okay. I promise you that.
You might feel like you can't do it. You can. You really can.